Let's rock, let's rock.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're on the road to 1K, so go ahead and join today by clicking that red subscribe button. Today I am going to be talking about what the journey has been like since I left my job a year ago. I remember putting in my 2 weeks, and I don't know if I ever really talked about the experience, but I remember going to people and saying like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. Definitely my husband, having the conversation, how we came to the conclusion of like, you know, you sure this is what you want to do? Is this gonna work for us? And you know, here we are, still alive and well. And it has been a journey. I remember when I was contemplating, I was like, you know, maybe I should try to figure out what else I can do. But as far as like the availability and the positions, it was all on the phone, and I just was like, I don't want to be on the phone anymore. So at that point, I had kind of made up in my mind and, you know, got some seeked advice and was like, okay, you know what you want to do. You're just looking for somebody to tell you to do it. And of course, it was probably like 2 people that out of my life that was like, hey, do what makes you happy, you know, maybe 3. And I was like, okay, I know that this is a leap. You just had kids, you know, and I just had faith, and I always just have faith that things are going to work out even when they seem hard and difficult. I just don't feel like God will be like, I'm gonna leave you hanging because what are you doing, you know? I ended up like typing up the 2 weeks notice, and I emailed it, and I was like anxiety through the roof. I was like, oh my gosh, like I really just sent that. What am I doing? Who are you, Jasmine? Like, you thought you could do that, you know? And then I remember him, like my manager, calling me and being like, you know, I think he called me the next day, like, because I sent it, I was slick, and I sent it towards the end of my shift. So he called me the next day and was like, hey, you okay? Like, you good? And I was like, yeah, just, you know, just think it's best for me, you know, and me and my husband, and blah, 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 blah. You know, I didn't give him details, but I was just like, yeah, just not, I couldn't do the phones. He was like, well, do you need a break? Like, oh, wow. And I was just like, honestly, I mean, that would be nice. But, you know, he was like, honestly, it would still be temporary. Like, it would still just be a break. It's not like you wouldn't have to get back on the phones and deal with these customers. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of the thing. I don't, I'm not able to deal with these customers anymore because they're killing me right now, you know? And I think it might have been part of like postpartum emotions and going through ups and downs and feeling like, who am I, and am I ready to step into this new journey? So I definitely questioned it. I questioned it. But after I did, he was just kind of like, okay, you know, like even my other manager had called me, that was my manager before him, like, hey, telling me like, you got some stuff in your desk, you know, if you want to get it. It just wanted to make sure, see if you didn't want it. Y'all, it was like coloring books and crayons and stuff. It wasn't anything, because yeah, we used to color when we would be on the phones or whatever, and crossword puzzles, keep you sane as much as possible. So he would kind of just be like, he just kind of called me out of the blue, and I'm like, what's up, you know? And he's just like, just want to make sure you didn't want it. And I'm like, you know, I didn't want them crayons. So he kind of like threw out there like, yeah, we only gonna be going in the office once a week or 3 times a week or something like that. And I was just like, oh, okay, you know, good to know. You know, he's just like, how the twins, the babies? I'm like, they're good, you know, just checking and making sure I'm good, because he was always super cool with me. And after that, I kind of thought about it, like, he low-key was trying to low-key get me to come back to be like, oh, for real? Y'all only gonna do 3 times? Bet. Because I know other employees in that department ended up leaving too. I don't know how many, but so far I had knew 2 people that left. So that was 3 of us total in that same department that kind of during COVID was like, I'm out, you know. It was like, we just gonna figure it out. So I don't know where they're at today in this position and how it's going. Obviously the department's still holding up without us. Since the journey, I would say that I am a little bit more confident in where I am in life. I don't regret it. I think that things have worked out as even better than I could have imagined, honestly, making that leap. There's been some highs and some lows. There's been some moments where I'm like, dang, like I said before, I do miss being able to just be like swipey swipe, 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 swipe. Since me and my husband have chosen the route of entrepreneurship, we knew that would come with some bumps in the road. Honestly, it wasn't like, oh man, we finna leave buku money, like we leaving 60-70K on the table just for for fun. Like, we weren't leaving jobs that was paying us super money anyway. So for mental health sake, I think that we've been doing well. You know, I think that we have been progressing and grown mentally and emotionally a lot, and become more disciplined with our money as well. So now not only is like every dollar counts, obviously. So like I said, it's a change. And the good thing is, like, we're not broke, we're not struggling, we're not like, oh man, how we gonna get the next food on the table, oh man, how we gonna pay rent. Like, we're making it work. To me, now we'll have something to leave to our children in multiple aspects. And our goal when we first became a couple, I always said that I was like, man, I just don't see myself at a 9-to-5 forever. And eventually I ended up feeling like, I feel like my dreams are like slowly but sure, like slowly, when I say slowly, I mean slowly but surely, we're gonna rebuke that. It's gonna get quicker this year. We're gonna see a little bit more, but they're coming to fruition. Because I had always stated, even like in our 3rd year being together, I was like, I just really don't see myself being at a 9-to-5, and I want to have multiple streams of income. And yet, I'm still working on having multiple streams of income, but just speaking that into existence and knowing and feeling that that is going to work out, and being positive, being secure in our decision and what we've done, is like, there's no looking back now, you know. And we watched this show, y'all should check it out. It's called CNBC Make It, and it's about people who just up and leave. Like, we're not talking about leaving the country or anything. I mean, he talked crazy, but, and I want to move to a different state, but we're gonna be right where we're at right now for now. But if you watch CNBC Make It, then you see all these people who make these decisions. Some of them have kids, some of them are single, but they literally like just drop everything in their state that they might be in and just move to a whole nother country. And some of them have already like secured the bag previously, and that's why they can make that decision. And some people are like leaving to go to another area that might be a little bit more financially affordable. For the most part, a lot of people, these people just take leaps and like have faith and just be like, we're finna do it. We moved to Mexico, and it's like, you move where? You move to a whole other country? Now, like I said, I'm not saying we're doing that, but to me, everybody's situation is different, but you just never know. And I think the older I get, the more I'm willing, even with children, the more I'm willing to take risks so that they can have a better life, and also so that they're not afraid to take risks. I think I want them to grow up and be like, well, mommy could do it. And I mean, like, positive risk, obviously. If mommy and daddy can do it, we can do it too, you know. And they could grow up and be like, wherever the world is at that point, they could grow up and be like, I really don't mind being a software engineer or working a 9-to-5. Like, they could do that route. Or they could be like, well, they're twins, so I think they're gonna be talented in some area. Or they could be like, no, we like the route that mommy and daddy took, we finna go that route too, you know. So I think just setting the tone, and I don't know, becoming a mom just kind of made me, not just becoming a mom, but like COVID happening and becoming a mom, and all of these changes have just made me more like life. And then seeing life happen, life changes, people, you know, live forever, some people don't. It's just like, you never know. I just became more of a risk taker. I think that if you're thinking about this journey of entrepreneurship, the year has been, like I said, some ups and downs. Sometimes where I'm just like, I do contemplate I might think about it, then I'm like, nope, don't give up on yourself, don't worry about it, it's all gonna work out as it has before. It worked out more than I thought that it would. So anyway, if you're thinking about taking that leap, or you're thinking about starting another business, or you're just like, I want to move to another position, just not at this company, or hey, I want to go back to school and learn something so that I can become this, it's just never too late. Obviously, I'm still super young, but I'm saying even for those who are not as young as me, or even for those who are my age and just kind of like afraid to make that jump of saying like, man, how am I working 9-to-5 and do this? Like, people do it all the time, and I'm still impressed by the people who work a 9-to-5, have their own business, and have kids, and have their kids in activities, and work out, and eat right. I'm just still trying to juggle it all. I'm trying to figure out like how do you do it? You won't be given too much to handle, like you'll be given just enough. So anyway, if you're still here and watching this video and you enjoyed this little story time, don't forget to go ahead and click that subscribe button, like, comment below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.